Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Incensed, a Pokemon Go podcast. I'm Casual Coops, aka Mr. Can I Just Say? As always, I'm with the lads and we have the man who hasn't slept for 38 hours, Pogo Milo UK. The guy who uploads a video 2 months after he's filmed it, Ian Waterfall. And the man behind the magic of the Incensed Twitter page, Masterful27. Lads, how are you all?
Doing fantastically, thank you very much, mate. I've had a sleep. I'm recouped my energy, and raring to go.
Oh, did you hear that pun there?
Have you got the Red Bull out of your system?
It's just, yeah, I didn't actually do Red Bull. I just did neat coffee, constant coffee. That kept me going.
Coffee. Marky boy?
Sounds like heaven to me. I'm good, Coops. I'm good. I want to know, actually, you've missed it out, and I'm just going to call you out in this. Why do you not like episode 9? Why do you not like the number 9? Come on, tell us.
So here's the thing. At the start, I was going to say, welcome to episode 9. And 9 is actually, I hate the number 9. It's like my worst number. I really don't like it. But the last 20 minutes, we've had major Wi-Fi issues, and I've cut it out, and it's working smoothly.
You have Wi-Fi issues.
Yeah, ours is fine.
Yeah, fair enough. No.
Sorry, mate, but how are you, Coopsy? How are you, mate?
I'm only playing, but I'm glad everybody can hear me and the Wi-Fi is working, touch wood. But I'm good, thanks, boys. And as I promised in JT Valor's episode last week, unfortunately, there'll be no guest today as no one likes me. I've got no friends.
We haven't even lined up somebody for you just to take the piss.
Yeah, they're on the other line waiting.
What you have?
No, we thought about it. We thought about it.
You're going to prank me 15 minutes.
And they're joining right now.
It's Mystic 7, I imagine. Oh, my God.
No,
now, gentlemen.
It's Billy Lutz next week.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Listen, I'm hyped. Milo just had a little orgasm there.
Yeah. Excuse me, I need to leave for 5 minutes.
OnlyFans. But everybody, and to all the listeners, gents, please open up your game, and it's time to pop an incense. And do not forget to tag us on Twitter at Incense Podcast if you do manage to get a shiny during today's episode. Is everybody running one? The game is up.
We dropped another one because 20 minutes the last one's gone.
I was just about to say, I'm acting like we didn't put our incense on 20 minutes, but listen.
Yeah, you need to reimburse each of us for that wasted incense.
Honestly,
What is it, 80 coins? So that's like, what, 50p?
Listen, can we stop jinxing it? Because if it cuts out, you'll be having to pay you. I'll have to be paying you back for another one.
You hate the number 9, but what about episode 69?
Oh, he's going to love the 69.
I love that.
If we get there. Can I just say though, Ian, I'm thinking of all these tech issues, but you also had an issue sending the link as well. It's just been this big
The whole
Wi-Fi error.
Episode 9 is jinxed.
Oh
the link
God.
just wouldn't work, and yeah, we had to set up a whole new link to get this meeting going.
We've got that Friday the 13th vibe, except it's Thursday the 8th. New superstition.
You just reminded me it's my best friend's birthday. I forgot to wish him happy birthday. But anyway, I just got one more thing of bad news, and then I promise you, no more Wi-Fi issues, and we're going to get straight to the episode. But before I say anything else, I would like to apologise. I mean, it really doesn't matter now, because as you're listening to this, Community Day is either over or it's happening right now. And if it's happening right now, I hope you're listening to this episode.
Yeah, and if they're in Australia, they're fucked.
Yeah, they're getting ready for Spotlight Hour. But I do just want to say sorry about the date that I said Com Day was on last week. Milo, you killed me. What happened after it aired? You messaged me, right, bruv? And you said...
So we put the episode live, and then one of our Patreon members messaged me and was like, you do realise Coops said April the 12th, which is a Monday, for the Com Day.
So yeah, guys, Com Day is actually Monday. So
yeah.
no.
To be fair, it slipped by me in the edit and Ian in the double
proof.
checks.
Yep.
Yeah, the proof stage. So all three of us are complete idiots.
I am really sorry, but all I will say, by the end of the year, if Niantic do change Com Days to Monday, that's my prediction.
That is some radical thinking.
Niantic, I am begging you, do not listen to Coops. Most of us work on a Monday.
Well, to be fair, they put Whooper Day during the week, so I wouldn't put them past and put a flipping Com Day on. So
true. I'm telling you, that's the
Having said that,
after
Whooper
COVID.
Day, we missed nothing. Community Day, we would be spitting feathers.
True. Listen, I got to meet Milo for the first time on Whooper Day. It wasn't all that bad.
That was the only good thing about that day.
Is that the day you recorded your first OnlyFans scene?
Shh, Ian,
Yes, in the middle of a park.
Stop it. Yeah.
Open air experience.
Group We do. Oh
my God. Yeah, that's Mark. That's what our first OnlyFans was called. Whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
That was the first post. But now, as I'm sure you're all aware by now, before the podcast starts, we have a fun little question game to get to know each other a little bit better, more and more each week. And this is me. It is Casual Coops. And lads, it's a bit of a deep one. I hope you guys don't mind. Drum roll, please. Yeah. Oh my God. Is that another OnlyFans joke? My God. But drum roll, please. Maestro Milo. Actually, I forget. I don't actually have to do the drum roll.
No, he's got one. He's got a sound.
No, I don't need you to impersonate it.
Well, if you do, he's going to leave it in the edit.
Yeah. But gentlemen, what is your biggest fear? I wanted to sort of steer away from Pokemon Go. So Milo, what is your biggest fear?
I mean, I read the show notes literally about 15 minutes before we started this. Well, the first recording session before Coops' Wi-Fi decides to go on fucking strike.
That's my biggest fear. Coops' Wi-Fi.
Coops' Wi-Fi. That's it. I don't really know. It's not something I've ever really thought about. I don't know. I haven't got any phobias or anything like that. As far as I'm aware.
I mean, to be honest, you know me, like I really want to, you guys are my mates, and I really like to get to know you properly. And I did want to get a bit deep, but if you want to just say a phobia, I'm more than welcome to.
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know. Like fear of, I don't know, being trapped in a car on fire. Like, I don't know. That's sort of something, honest, having a horrific car accident.
To be honest, I thought yours was going to be my biggest fear is that
I meet the trainer club, but he doesn't like me.
He doesn't like you.
I was going to say, I was literally about to say that.
I thought he was going to say that his delivery of martini wasn't going to turn up one day. That'd be a fear.
Yeah, it's the tracker. It's like, we delivered. No, you haven't. Well, where's my booze?
His gins have arrived, but they're all broken.
Well, Milo, I'll be honest. You've made my question look absolutely fucking terrible. So, Ian, come on, spice it up, mate.
Sorry,
what is your big... No, I'm joking. What is your biggest fear?
But when I first read this question in the show notes, at first I thought, I've got no fears, hard ass. But
fearless.
Then the more I
hard
thought
ass,
about
biceps, gains,
exactly,
gains,
flexing.
gains.
Hard ass is for OnlyFans, isn't it?
Yeah, dad bod. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Don't diss it. But yeah, the more and more I've thought about it, I've got to say it's probably more of a phobia. But snakes.
Oh, really?
I'd say
Snakes. I never thought it bothered me, but then the more and more I thought about it, it's like, well, okay, in the UK we don't really have an issue with snakes, but I've
only my anaconda. No, I'm joking.
I was going to say an OnlyFans.
That's a fucking grass snake.
No, it's a little earthworm.
Snakes,
oh my God, sorry. What is happening? Sorry, carry on. Sorry, what is happening tonight?
I don't know. Episode 9.
You can name this episode Tech Issues and OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Done. Saves me thinking of something witty. Yeah, so probably snakes. Growing up, never really had any issues. And it was only... Snakes are one of those things that fascinate me, but equally, you're venomous snakes. I mean... I was in the States once with a friend and his wife said, literally, he got out of the car, do not move a step. There's a rattlesnake literally centimeters away from his foot. He had to stand fucking dead still until the rattlesnake just decided to do its thing and slither away. But if he'd have moved, it would have hit. And it was kind of then when I thought, shit, there's some bad shit going on, especially like places, America, Australia, there's some really venomous snakes. And again, in the UK, not an issue. In Europe, not an issue, but it's something I'm always wary of if there's somewhere where I know that there are venomous snakes about. So, probably snakes.
Yeah, that's the same fear as my girlfriend, Charlotte, actually. So that's interesting. And Marky boy, come on, spice it up.
Well, initially I was like, my biggest fear was not ever getting a shiny Riolu.
Oh, my God.
I think that's more
deep,
Pokemon Go
deep,
fear.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark, that's too deep, Mark. That's way too deep. Way too deep.
I didn't have to think too much about this, Coops, because I find that every day at work with me and some of my guys in my team, we kind of have this conversation weekly. It's not something that we say, let's talk about it again, but you hear it on the news all the time. My biggest fear at the moment is that we're never going to go back to how we used to know what life was like, if that makes sense, because
That's deep.
It is deep, but it's definitely my biggest fear at the moment because what we're doing in this country, and for people that listen to the podcast not from the UK, You know, we've got listeners in Argentina, South America, and they're going through a horrendous time at the moment. You know, we think we've managed to get ourselves in a pretty good position with vaccinating so many people. But actually, let's be brutally honest, out of this country, it's horrific. This hasn't gone away.
And that's the problem, isn't it? We might have a really good vaccination rate, but if other countries aren't on a par with us, it's kind of pointless to some extent.
Yeah, you'd have to stay sort of isolated, really, as a nation, I guess.
Exactly that, you know, and, you know, it does play my mind quite a lot. You know, we've been living in a lockdown for probably about a year, you know, me and my good lady.
Just over, yeah.
I look back quite fondly at when we were in Dortmund in 2019. I talked to my mates about it, I talked to you guys about it. And hand on heart, you know, genuinely, this year's going to be another year where we don't do that because it isn't going to be something we can do. And my biggest fear is just that, you know, I think in this country we'll be okay with a lot of hard work and just be mindful all the time. But I think we're a long way away from just being able to just book something and do what we took for granted before. And that really is my biggest fear. I just don't know how that's going to play out. Just can't see it at the moment. That was a bit too deep. So, Coops, so what about you, mate?
No, mate. Listen, it's, you know, stuff like this. And when people talk and open up, we all get to know each other. And that's the whole point. This is why I wanted to ask the question. I wanted to just keep it, you know, quite spicy tonight. But, mate, to be honest, bro, like, I've sort of had a fear of sorry, it's actually, to be fair, Mark, you led me up nicely to say this because mine's deep as well. But I've got sort of a massive fear of like dying, of like death. And the thing for me scares me is like, you know, what you build, you know, if you build a family and what you build, you know, in your working life and, you know, whatever you build in your life, it just scares me that in the fact you know, in a generation or 2 generations, if you're lucky, if your grandkids like you, you're just forgotten. You just all of a sudden become so irrelevant just over the space of a few years. And for me, like that, it does scare me. It does scare me. And the reason why I wanted to ask this question is because today, me and Jules, my friend, we were by the church and we wanted to add another Pokestop on Wayfarer. Mark, I know you'd be happy with that.
Good lad.
And we were sort of, I know that you can nominate kind of like gravestones and you know, famous people that are passed. We were looking up people that are famously passed in our area. It was just interesting. We nominated 2 because we found 2 really interesting people. But the reason I wanted to ask is because it kind of like led me on from my fear of death. And I just thought, like, you know, with all due respect, like, no one knows who this guy is unless you Google him or unless you're trying to get a Pokestop like us. But what he did years ago and what she did, there was a male and a female, what they did years ago, no one cares. Like to be brutal, like no one cares. People that walk past the graveyard, people that go to church, no one cares about that person. No one cares about their history. And it really does scare me that one minute you're really relevant, but in the next, and you know, as the years go by, in the flash of an eye, you're just completely irrelevant. And death, it really does scare me, mate. It really does scare me. So I apologize for getting deep again, lads. But that is my biggest fear.
Well, at least you immortalised them in a Pokestop nomination.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if Mark approves it,
Yeah, we'll all get on Wayfarer. Everyone get on Wayfarer and bump Coops' nominations up. I don't know how it works. Sorry.
You can't tell who's nominated them.
Milo, I don't know what's embarrassing. You talking about PvP or you talking about Wayfarer? I don't know.
Wayfarer could actually talk about it.
It will be immortalised forever, though, thinking about it, because we're going to have maybe Kanto Tour Part 2 in 2023, then Kanto Tour Part 3 in 2025, and then we might move on to Johto. So I'm thinking that these tombstones will be the go for at least another 50 years.
Can I say something, Coops?
Yeah.
You have a YouTube channel. Your videos will always be out there.
Yeah. That is my legacy. Yeah.
That's a new immortalization, is it? Is the digital space.
Unless you die and Charlotte just pushes cancel channel, you're set.
Or unless Niantic get it removed before she has a choice. Now listen, lads, honestly, I proper appreciate it. And that was nice. I like that.
Okay, can I take this one step further?
Oh, God, of course you can.
Okay, let's go around again. What was your biggest childhood fear? Starting with you, Coops.
Because it was your idea. Can I go last? Can I have a bit of a think?
I've just thought of it literally a second when you start talking about death.
No, I'll be honest, this is an easy one. And going off from what you said, Ian, my biggest childhood fear was actually spiders. I had a big issue with spiders growing up. I did not like them at all. So when I was like 6, 7, 8, it was just a big fat no from me. Well, what about you, Milo? Are you the same?
I would say spiders, definitely. But I'm going to go for a different one just to be a little bit off ball. And probably until about the age of 9 or 10, I was really scared of dogs.
Dogs?
Yeah, really scared of dogs because it was sort of, when you're a kid, you're only that high, and a dog typically is as tall as you. I think I'd had a couple of instances where I've been walking with my family and the dog tried to sort of play with me by like attacking my coat and stuff, and I thought, like, you think, fuck, why is it trying to kill me? That sort of thing. So yeah, genuinely, till the age of about 9 or 10, scared of dogs.
Interesting. Marky boy?
When because I've moved around a lot, and I have moved loads of places. I think we were counting them the other night when we're talking with Lisa, because Lisa hasn't moved a lot, but since she's been with me, we've moved quite a bit, and I think I've lived in something like about I think it's 23 or 24 different places in my life so far. So we're very well traveled.
Wow. Yeah, that's mental. I can't lie.
Bloody hell.
And like when I was a kid, my biggest fear was having to make new friends again, because I was always moving around, and like through school, I went through different schools quite regularly. And
God, it is getting deep, isn't it? It really is getting a bit deep. It is.
Deep
it
episode
is.
This is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't like spiders either, and I still didn't like them when I was in Australia and I was an adult. Then, I remember being asleep on the bloody floor in my mate's farm,
checking your shoes, checking the toilet seat.
Yeah, but
I had a huntsman spider by my
they
head.
have spiders the same size as the dogs in the country.
I think the huntsmen are okay, aren't they? It's the redbacks, is it?
The bigger they are, the more friendly they are, ironically. The smaller they are, the more brutal they are. And
the more deadly.
Redbacks and whitetails. Oh, they're horrific. And they're like,
no, but Mark, that must be really relatable for someone that moves about a lot, to have that fear as a kid. So leaving your friends and having to make new ones. And that's I appreciate that answer.
That's like the story behind all like kids sort of movies, isn't it? It's always like, a kid moves to a new area and then is alienated at their new school. It's always in every bloody film plot.
Wait, Mark, were you in a film?
Home Alone, lost in some random town or village in the UK.
Oh my God. And Ian, the man whose question it was.
Yeah, well, I flipped your question around, and firstly, I've got to echo all of you four. Spiders when I was younger, but obviously we're not going to go with that. But the reason spiders when I was younger is I found a big fucking huge meaty one in my trainer, and I couldn't wear those trainers again. I literally just could not put them on in case there was one in there, and that was when I was really, really young. But for me, if I'm honest, and this is going to sound pretty quirky, but it's true, fireworks.
Really?
Fireworks. When I was probably 5 or 6, we went to a really large firework display, and this was before the whole health and safety era that we live in now.
Yeah.
A rocket basically tipped on its axis, and once it was deployed, hit me square in the chest.
Oh God!
Wow. So for years, I don't like fireworks. I love them now. But yeah, for a long time.
Okay, but I would say that's kind of justified if you've effectively been attacked by a firework.
And then I've got like big burn on my body warmer at the time, a big fucking burn mark.
Oh my God! I thought you were going to say on your actual skin. Oh my God!
No, because it was at night time. It was a fireworks display. It was cold. It was in November, but
So you had 12 layers on.
essentially. But it's lucky that I did, to be fair.
Well, Ian, I won't invite you or you guys out to Copenhagen for New Year then, because we went there about 3 years ago, and we're on the square, and they were literally all of them were holding rockets in like pops, and we're firing them off loosely all around everywhere. It was just like
I'm okay with fireworks now, don't get me wrong, that's fine.
I know, but it was more about the angles they would go. We were told, you're a bit crazy going there, and we thought nothing of it. We had a meal out before we went to the square, went down there, and literally they banned fireworks all year round in Denmark or Copenhagen, only allowed them on New Year's Eve. And literally, people were like, had them in their pockets, getting them out, lighting them, holding them, and going everywhere.
We did something similar one year. We went to, they call it Sylvester in Germany. It's New Year's Eve. And they let fireworks
Let me just pick that name up off the floor. No, I'm joking. We know you love Germany, Ian. We know
I fucking love the place. I love the place. But literally, yeah, fireworks in the streets, and they did exactly the same thing. I don't think I've ever seen them holding milk bottles with fireworks in, though.
Very casual attitude.
Oh, that's my cue. So I tell you what, gents, from snakes and spiders, let's talk about some bunnies. The Easter event has officially ended. It's done. It ended earlier on in the week. And Milo, you have to answer this last. How did everybody do? Did anybody get the new shiny bunny? I will go first and say I did not.
I'll go second. I got 0 shiny bunnies, but I did get 3 shiny execute, which I knew really wanted 1. But
that's a lot of eggs.
I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
Congratulations on the
Easter
organic eggs. Marky boy.
I didn't get the new shiny bunny, but I had a really good shiny event, so I was very happy with it. Yeah, I got shiny execute. Got shiny
I have that trouble. Don't worry. I
fuck it up all the time as well.
I didn't get 1. I didn't get 2. I got 3 shiny Baneri, which I was very.
Wow.
I was happy with that. I got a shiny Pikachu with a flower crown, my first ever one.
Nice.
Happy with that. And I got a shiny Chansey with the flower crown.
Hey,
that's the one I really wanted, to be honest. That is the one I really wanted.
And we were literally on a walk, and I can say, the rural player in me, but literally we were walking across a farmer's field, literally a farmer's field. There was a 1 spawn point, and it lit up, and I clicked on it. It was a 14 CP shiny Chansey. And I was
level
like,
1. That's a level 1, isn't it?
Nice.
That's a level 1. Man.
You have to max it out now.
Is that the rules, is it? Do you have to max out the level 14, CP 14?
No, you only have to max
Sorry.
hundos out, don't you? That's the rule.
Yeah, mate, amazing effect. What about, Milo?
Yeah, come on then. Here he goes, Mr.
Off all of them, or...
Yeah, but bear in mind, the guy played for 2 days straight almost.
Yeah. Just, Milo, just don't bore us. Just don't bore. I know that's hard for you. Just
the
don't bore
headline,
us.
the headline one, all right? Get ready to fall asleep, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I got 5 shiny Bunnelby.
That's fine. So what, 1 each, and then you get to keep 2. Happy days.
Can you trade? I was going to say you can trade us all one. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't trade away shiny. Sorry, I'm a selfish bastard like that.
Okay, all right then.
You're going to keep it in the call now?
Well, at least you don't delete them, Milo. You're not like Coops that delete the shinies.
Okay, so here we go. We're turning it back on me. Fine. So
let me
5
finish
shiny.
the fucking shiny thing.
Okay, sorry, Billy.
It's like, you're right. 5 shiny.
Sorry,
5 shiny
Billy.
Bunnelby, 4 shiny Plusle, 3 shiny Execute.
Why would you even check Plusles? For God's sake.
Stardust catching. That was basically it.
Why are they even in the event? Sorry, rage over, go on.
No, do it, let it out.
They've been here for 2 bloody events, back-to-back Plusle and Minims. What the hell are they doing in it?
Oh, everybody was pissed off, weren't they? It's like Plusle and mine and the most common spawn.
And Milo's even willing in the mining by wearing that T-shirt tonight.
It's
the shiny Minion
T-shirt. I haven't finished my shiny event stuff yet. I got 3 shiny Execute, 2 shiny Baneri, a Voltorb, a Rattata, and a Magikarp.
You got another blue ball?
I got a second blue ball.
Ian, listen to this. Sorry, Milo, I'm just going to completely sort of steal your thunder here. I hatched my first ever shiny Voltorb from my.
Did not.
I hatched it. And I do not hatch eggs. I hatched a shiny Voltorb. I could not believe it.
So I hatched a shiny Coops as well, but we'll talk about that in a bit. I did hatch a shiny for the Easter event. I forgot that.
No. Listen. Let's talk about
What
it.
does a shiny Coops look like?
A shiny Coops? What?
Yeah, he said he hatched a shiny Coops.
He's got a white beard. That's what it is.
He's got a white
shiny
beard.
Bunnelby has the white beard, so that works.
He's got a white beard and a bigger snake. But anyway,
I hatched a shiny Togepi. I was buzzing. I couldn't believe it.
Oh no,
that's nice. Yeah.
Wait, Mark, save it because this is a really beautiful intro because I wanted to talk about the eggs, mate. So I really wanted to talk about the eggs, and obviously we're on Twitter and people I see comments on YouTube videos, and there was a lot of controversy, and I mean a lot around. Was it 7Ks, Billy? Was it
2Ks?
2Ks about the 2Ks, and they had Happiny Togepi. So sorry, Mark, you said you got your first ever shiny Togepi.
Yeah, first ever shiny Togepi. First ever
ever
hatched shiny Togepi. I did get one of the flower crown the previous time they came round in the event, but you couldn't evolve that one, so it was a bit redundant.
Yeah.
I don't exactly. I have only been using my free incubator. So like I think when we had JT Valor on, I said I had some 7s blocking the way.
You did,
so I used my free incubator of the 7s, got them to half distance, walked them off, and then I just had 1 2K on at a time. So I only hatched about 8 or 9 eggs up in that that casual. Excuse
Oh,
the terminology.
oh God, really?
Mate, do you know what's even more casual? My shiny Voltor wasn't even a 2K; it was a 5K. I didn't even think you could get them during the event.
Oh wait, so that's full. That was full odds.
Full odds, yeah.
Yeah. So Milo. Actually, Milo, I don't even know why I'm asking you. Ian and Milo, did you guys hatch any eggs? Obviously, Mark said he did 9, but did you guys hatch eggs for the Easter event?
Yeah, I mean, I did walk, and over the Easter event, guys, be sitting down for this. I walked 10K a day for the 4-day weekend, so...
You walked it.
I actually went out and walked 40K, and hatched about 20 or 30 eggs, and nothing of any substance at all. They were fucking shit.
Ian, I love you. You absolutely make me crease. And Milo, go on, mate. Tell us what 400 shinies. What is it?
No, so I hatched probably about, I'd say 70 to 80 eggs.
Jesus.
And actually got nothing at all.
No hundo.
No hundo. No shiny. Did I keep the happenings? I think I kept the happenings because I'm sure. You want to talk about this, Coops, but like the first day of the event, I went super hardcore on the Sunday and thought, you know what, I'm going to try and whack out the eggs in this, and then let the hype will die off, which it fucking did.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm laughing. You just killed me. So.
I hatched one happy, one fucking happy out of about 30
you
eggs.
got one then, Ian.
I
got one then, Ian.
Not a shiny.
This is the thing is, I've ended up hatching. I hatched 3 on the Monday, but that was out of maybe 15 eggs. So I don't know. Do you feel this, guys? Because I saw on the Sunday when the event had started, so many people on Twitter were like, I've hatched X amount of eggs. I saw Reversal had hatched 80 eggs and more. Some people had hatched even more than that, and happening.
Mate, I'd seen someone tweet they'd done nearly 200 eggs and not seen one happening, and I was like,
that's extraordinary.
Well, Milo, being the Twitter controller, I hate the person behind Twitter.
Social media controller.
This is a live tweet. This is a live tweet as we're recording this. So Valor Scum, love the handle there, Lusty. They've said that they hatched 400 eggs during the event.
Shit.
Jesus.
Fucking hell.
And they hatched 2 happenings.
Oh my
from those
God.
400 eggs.
So I've got a bullet point here that says the happy odds, like question mark, but I think it's safe to say the happy odds with the flower crown for this year's Easter event was, I think we can all agree, horrific.
I made an agreement with myself before the Tonight Show that I was not going to diss Niantic once, but the eggs were shit. They really were shit.
Fucking window.
Ian, I can imagine Ian with his badge stroking his Charizard badge going, do not slag them off tonight, Ian. Do not slag them off tonight. Oh my God, that's funny as hell.
They weren't great odds, were they, Coops? And I think, I hatched 9 eggs, right? Super casual,
Mark, I would say,
I've got
2 in 400. I think that's really good odds, actually.
Yeah. Well, when Ian said he only got 1 or 2, was it, Ian, you said?
No, I got 1.
You got one. Like you said, the reason I reacted the way I did was that's pretty good, from what I've seen on other people, and Milo usually got 3 and 15, which is phenomenal compared to what I've seen some people say they got, let alone a shiny one. I think just getting one.
I haven't actually seen a shiny happening, I think, scouring on Twitter. I mean, I very loosely skim the Twitter shiny sort of
title of your sex tape.
Very loosely
Ian, stop it. If you look back to Dino and to all of the other egg events, and this is going to sound a bit brutal from me, but I'm sorry. I stopped hatching eggs a long time ago. The only time I hatch eggs is when I do a big batch of 10Ks because I love filming those type of vlogs. I do not hatch eggs at all. Unless there's a really good regional event and I give one batch of 7Ks to go. But I'm sorry, 4.5, nearly 5 years in a few months. Jesus, 5 years in. I just do not feel sorry for people that time and time again put money on the game and go, I'm going to hatch eggs. And then they moan when they get nothing. What is wrong with people? Niantic are not going to fucking give you good egg hatches. They're just not. And they even made the new, let's say, hatchable tab. is now available in game. But gents, before we move on, what like I said about the dino thing, what is everybody's opinion about eggs in general? And what's everybody's opinion about this hatchable tab? Like, is it going to make it, let's say, is it going to help with transparency for people spending a fortune on hatching?
It's going to help with transparency in that you can see what's in the egg pool from the egg that you got at a particular time.
They might as well just write shit, mightn't they?
Yeah,
they really might as well.
Read.
Yeah. I mean, the whole hatchable thing was because people were bitching about the loot box thing, not knowing what they were going to get and spending.
That stemmed from Dino, right? That stemmed from Dino, that whole
Yeah.
thing. I think people were fed up. Sorry,
Well,
carry on.
I completely agree with you, Coops. If people are going to hatch eggs, they need to be, and JT touched on this last week, it's just a massive gamble. They need to be prepared to get shit. And if they get something good, then yeah, hell yeah. But there shouldn't be, nobody should be expecting anything good. However, having said that, I do think that the happening rate being an event exclusive and only in eggs for a very limited time should have been higher.
Yeah, I feel like reiterating some of those points as well, because the shiny dino thing was 100% a money grab. Massive money grab, because that was for the Dragon Week again for only a week.
I mean, Riolu, the first ever time as well. The second time it was a bit better, the odds, but the first time it was horrific.
The problem is that some of the times they do these event eggs where they are very limited. I remember when Darumaka was released in January of 2020, and I think it was the Lunar New Year event, and you hatched 7Ks, I think it was, but there were only like 5 to 7 Pokemon that were all new. They were all new in that egg pool. So if you hatched those eggs, you knew you were going to get something new and potentially good. Whereas for this happening event, guys, I was hatching normal 2K stuff like Hoppip and Litleo and Wooper endlessly.
There was too much in the egg pool. There was about 30 or 40 different options.
It was ridiculous.
In the egg pool.
I'm thinking, this event, the fucking Spring into Spring event was only 5 days. Like, we've talked about the events being too short on previous podcasts. And
we have, mate.
Let's knock 2 days off even more and make them even shorter.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Just jumping in here. Sorry, guys. So on this hatchable tab that you've got, the one egg is the most common, isn't it? Then you go, the higher the eggs, the rarer they are. Is that right?
Yeah. So right at the bottom is your rarest tier. Yeah.
Like you said, so the rarest tier on the 2 kilometer eggs had 20 Pokemon in it, and that was the rarest tier. Was 5 eggs, and there's 20 Pokemon in there.
Still does.
Which is mental. So a Swablu in a 2 kilometer event egg is rare. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely. And that's the same thing as happening.
Forget the sort of hatchable tab. What do you think of eggs sort of in general? Because I'm sorry, it's been a big issue in the game from the start. I'm sorry, you cannot convince me otherwise. Like eggs are a joke. So tell me what you actually think about eggs.
Hand on heart, Coops. Other than my free incubator, I don't hatch eggs anymore. So when JT Bella was on, I had 7 kilometer eggs, which were an inconvenience that were probably there from 6 months ago. I did a couple of egg events, hit them hard, and actually felt physically sick at the end of them because I thought that was a waste of fucking time.
And mate, they're expensive, gents. Is it me? They're not cheap. Like, hatching eggs is not cheap at all.
It's so not. Even if you get the bloody event, or not the event box, but the adventure box, they call it, it's still a very expensive way of getting a Pokemon.
I'm telling you,
The problem is that I equated it because the Dragon event, I basically did like a couple of batches because I was away at the time. But ever since that, well, actually, no, even before that, I think there was some other event when they hatched the regionals. The Shiny Gen 1 regionals were released.
Yep.
I'll safely say it, I put 200 quid into incubators.
I spent a fortune when the regionals were in.
I did.
Hatched 600 plus eggs and got 1 shiny Tauros.
But Milo,
and after that, I have genuinely, I'm with Mark. I went infinite incubator.
Mark's got his shiny Tauros.
I could do Snapsies with that.
And you know what, Milo? For 200 quid, you could have bought a flight to fucking New York and actually gone and got one prize.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the price of a fucking holiday.
Yeah, we must have been on the same journey, Milo, because I got 1 shiny Tauros. And it was like 150 eggs into the, and I was like,
mine was actually 600 eggs in. That was
you know what the problem is? You get to a point where you're already committed. So you just keep buying boxes of incubators because you're committed. You've got to see it through.
It's
Actually,
like,
and to be fair, in
checking.
2000 and in 2019, the boxes were a lot better than what they have
Yes,
been
they
this
were.
last year.
Yeah,
So
You had like 24 plus items and stuff like that, whereas the boxes this year and
Yeah.
last year have been dead.
But gents, I've enjoyed this excellent chat about eggs. Sorry, I had to do it. I had to do
Milo.
it.
Don't worry, I got you covered.
I fucking hate eggs in summary. There you go.
Yeah, we
That's
all
it.
hate
Clip
them.
that.
Let's
you
take
know
a
what?
vote. Who actually likes eggs then?
No.
No.
I just, like I said, and I don't want this to sound a bit wanky. I just do not feel sorry for anybody after the tens and tens and tens of, I was going to say thousands then, no, but we've had a lot of egg events that still go, oh, maybe it's my time. Like, no, bruv, like save your 40, 50, 60 up to $200, bruv, and just chill out. It's going to be an event. It's going to be a spawn in the next 2 years. Just
We're
chill
5
out.
years in as well. If you've not learnt by now,
Yeah,
there's a fucking
yeah.
Yeah,
problem
you think
somewhere.
it's been long enough, but I just want to say on the hatchable tab thing that they've added,
No, you're not allowed to. No, Jay.
No.
it does really feel like a legality fix, doesn't it? Of saying we've
There
had
was so
to show
much bitching around it though that they had to do
But
something.
the problem is it's not always been what the rates of different Pokemon are from eggs, because the Sylph Road always did the egg analysis and always worked it out every time there was a shake-up. So we know the percentages and the tiers of what Pokemon are in the eggs. It's the shiny rates of maybe hatch only, like Shiny Riolu, whatever it was, when it was first here in its event, in the Sinnoh event in February 2020, it had a
Like, you really are Billy.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm
No.
going really deep into the into the game here, but it was like it was sub 1% chance of hatching a shiny Riolu from the event eggs. Not even when it goes back to normal eggs, event specialist eggs. So the percentages and odds have always been about the shiny Pokemon and eggs that people don't like. So technically, the egg list here that they've put in has fixed nothing with the players.
No, of course, yeah, because the odds will still be bad. There will be no transparency whatsoever. But yeah, mate, like I said, until we come together as a community and no one puts money on the game and no one hatches eggs, because they're going to be diabolical. They are. I mean, it doesn't 400 eggs, as Mark said, to happen. Come on, I haven't got to say much more. But gents, let's move on to some sort of lighter news, and let's talk about Rivals Week. I'm not going to say when it starts, but it does start a few days after this episode is out. So, Marky boy, I'm going to pass it over to you. I don't know if you're going to have the usual Community Day 60-second timer, but tell everybody just a little bit about the event, mate. Over to you.
Right, yeah, as Coops says, in a lighter fashion, we've actually, we've come out of a pretty damn good spring event, and we're going into something which looks very tasty. So the Rivals Week starts on Tuesday, April the 13th at 10 a.m. local time, and that runs right through to Sunday, April the 18th at 8 p.m. So nice times there. The tagline for this, it's an event celebrating rivalries between Pokemon. So we've got a good example, Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, Zangoose and Sviper are some of the ones that they mentioned on the announcement. There's 2 new releases, which we're not going to spoil just yet. We've got a World Challenge as well, which will give us all the opportunity to earn 2 times Catch Stardust. I'll leave it at that for now as well. There's a whole new 5-kilometer egg hatch pull for anyone who's still...
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't
Do
say
not
it.
talk about eggs.
Oh, my God.
There's field research, and Team Goat Rocket are going to appear at Pokestops more often. So that is it in a little summary.
Nice, mate. Good job. Thank you for that. And over to Mr. Trainer Club to tell us about the new Mons.
All right, here we go. The new Pokemon, it's Skrelp and Clauncher, I think is what they're called.
Clauncher looks amazing.
Clauncher,
really does.
as I say, I like the blue. It's like a really cool Pokemon. But I do suspect my knowledge of Pokemon is Pokemon Go only. So when a Pokemon is fresh to Pokemon Go, I need to learn about it through that game. But I think they're probably going to be more PvP related.
Oh my God!
What? Genuinely.
What was that P bomb you just dropped?
I'm sorry. Like, they just don't look like the sort of Pokemon that are going to be like, "Hey, this is going to shake up the raid."
You know we don't swear in this podcast. PvP.
Sorry, I'll wash my mouth out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, I actually want to just make a prediction for this event. Rivals Week, I am going to put a safe bet, I feel, on this, that Plusle and Minor are going to be spawning the most commonly.
More often than when?
Look, Mark's fuming. He's absolutely.
You can actually see the steam coming out of his ears.
They're rivals. It's positive and negative. That's the electricity kind of thing. They are rival Pokemon in that bracket, and I guarantee you, like the Spring into Spring, I don't think they were mentioned on the notes, and they're going to be appearing more in the wild. So Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, I think are going to be rare.
Oh no!
Plusle and Minor are going to be bloody everywhere.
But listen, talking about Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, great redemption. I think, Milo, you said earlier on in the actually taking it back to our first ever episode. That was our first ever episode.
Callback,
and you said you got the you said you got the shiny Hitmonchan and the shiny Hitmonlee. So I think for all three of us, it's definitely redemption for us.
Because I don't think any of the rest of us got any of them, did we?
No.
So anybody who had that red or green ticket and got trolled by Niantic, best of luck with your respective shiny hunt for the Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee.
Lads, I'm going to say something. It's not an unpopular opinion. It's going to be very bloody popular. Do you lot feel like these bloody Tornadus lads? Do you feel like these raid bosses have been around in the game for the last 12 bloody years? Is it just me? Or
Way too long.
Oh my God. Everywhere I look, it's just what are they called? Not the Lake Trio.
Forces of Nature. Trio.
Thank you, Billy. But yeah, those guys.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah. Does anybody else feel the same as me with them?
Yes.
Yes. Tornadus has literally been the deadest raid boss, actually only since Curum in December 2020. And that was a month. That was dead. But I mean, Tornadus, nobody's bloody raiding it. I mean, even Raid Hour yesterday just didn't do it.
Yeah.
Didn't do it. It's so crap.
And this is the problem, isn't it? They brought the Therian forms back for 2 weeks each. It's just way too long, especially for shit Pokemon. I mean,
one of each in, like you, mate. Just got it in the deck's done. Bang.
Yeah, man. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you both. I really am proud of you both.
Oh, Coops, you'll be even proud of this. Talking about the eggs a minute ago, I only used my free
No, say it. Come on, I struggle with it. No, don't edit it out, Milo.
I only used my free infinite incubator.
Yes, you got it.
I did not buy any because I wasn't going to waste any coin on that at all.
Good mate. Do not fall for their trap whatsoever. And talking about raid bosses, I'll be honest, I'm actually not a fan of this, but because I've gone so casual, so free to play, I'm really not bothered. Obviously, they're kind of bribing us a bit, right? They're saying if you do all these raids, you're going to unlock a bonus Stardust challenge. Like, come on, that's a bit petty. We all know why they're doing it, right? We all love the players, the trainers. We love Stardust, and they're basically putting it behind a brick wall to be like, oh, by the way, you have to raid these thingies, whatever they're called. I already forgot, Milo.
Nature, come on, dude.
But I think that the Landorus is out next week. That's probably the best of the three, isn't it?
It's supposedly so, but the other two have had a move pool shake-up, which made Thunderous really, really good as a glassy attacker, but it actually made Tornadus worse than the
I will go on record now. I will contribute to the Stardust Challenge, Niantic, by doing my one raid for the deck.
I think, honestly, I don't think it's going to be crazy like a Go Fest thing. They can't make it that crazy.
Nah.
And we're safe to say that there are people out there who raid crazy. Like
Niantic will say, if 10 people manage to
You're
do
talking
this
about
raid...
yourself, Milo. It's you. You're talking about yourself.
I've said to myself, I'm not really going to go crazy because I suspect that they'll do a move pool shake-up for Landorus and make it worse. I genuinely do, because I can't believe that. I watched a Trainer Tips video, and in terms of DPS as a flying type attacker, Therian Tornadus is worse than the Incarnate form. That blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, they gave it this really good fast move and it's made it even shitter than it already was.
Wait, Milo, I apologise to stop you. You just said you said Trainer Tips. I think you meant to say Trainer Club,
right?
You watched Nick,
Trainer
did you?
Tips.
You watched Nick? Wow.
Trainer Tips. I watched a different person's video.
You know what I hope for, Coops, in the future? That Trainer Tips or Trainer Club one day goes, and I was listening to Milo on the Incensed podcast, and he was saying all this good stuff about this. You know, we'll have made it then.
I hate to burst our bubble. I'm with Milo. I don't think that will. But I tell you what, though, Mark, I respect what you said at the start, mate, because I actually think it could be a spicy event. And obviously, meta tight as well. You need the XL candy. Milo, cover your ears for
mega,
Great League.
Mega Pokemon.
Oh, look, he's excited now, isn't it? He says mega, he's excited.
Hey, I need XL for my hundo.
Have you seen all that, gents? All of the megas. There's been like another 20 megas that's been added into the game coding. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I saw that Lapras has been released with a bow tie as well.
Did you see that? Did you see that? when I saw that, I just face palmed so hard. I was like, really?
Everyone went like that.
Oh my!
I'm surprised. I like Lapras with a costume. I mean, to be honest, I don't mind. It's a new costume.
I don't mind as long as
it's-
they increase the allowable storage that we can have, because
Oh
we're going to
my
need a
God.
fuckload
We
more.
need a lot more. I want costume Pokemon to not count as storage. Really
Yeah.
nice.
And on a sidebar, we've got, as part of this Rivals Week, we've got the two regionals, Zangoose and Survivor. Now, do we think they're going to be spawning worldwide? Because it'd be nice.
I do, mate. Yeah, I do. I genuinely, I am going to protect Niantic and be on their side for this one. And I think it'll be a fantastic decision to put them on both sides. And I can see all the gents nodding, and even Sue as well, one of our Patreon members. And I think that we can all agree. Sue, unmute yourself. What do you think? Do you think Zviper will be coming over to us, and you'll be getting Zangoose? What's your thoughts?
I sure hope so. I want both. I've got shinies of both, and there's never enough shinies.
Exactly. And obviously, just to sum up this event, which I'm actually genuinely excited for. There is going to be more Team Go Rocket as well. So if you are looking forward to that platinum badge, the grunt badge, this is definitely going to be a great time to do it. And another thing I wanted to touch on is over the last few days, well, I should say when this is released, probably been nearly about a week ago, actually, they officially increased the friends list cap from 200 to 400, which was way overdue, but a great addition.
Yeah, massively overdue, but thank God they've done it.
It's great that they've done it, but can you imagine having to manage 400 friends?
I struggle with 200. So
listen, let's not get started on you and gifts and living on 7 stars.
Yeah,
let's not get started. But what does everybody think? Do they think when they realize, obviously we know Niantic's quite slow, do we think in 2 months they're going to do a tweet? We've released an increase to the gift cap as well. Surely they must do that, right?
I would hope so, because in the pandemic style bonuses, they've actually given us like another 50% of gift capability, so you can hold 20 and send 30 or open 30 per day. I hope that remains consistent even after COVID has buggered off and etc. And we can go outside and play like normal. But 400 friends, unless they're expecting everybody to remote raid like I do, how are you going to be able to interact with so many people? Because you want to open and interact with your best friends for a chance of lucky friends to get some shit lucky legendary or shiny. But you also want to interact with the new people because XP.
You want to build the XP to be best friends. Yeah.
Getting to level 50, let me tell you, I'm on about 135 million. Let me tell you, 176 million is a lot. And that is a lot. Like, let's Milo, shut up. It's he's there on the camera going easy.
It's not when you do 1,000 legendaries in a week or whatever you did, Milo.
I had the XP before I even started level 50.
Oh my God. But
I don't know if that makes it better or worse, actually. If I already had the XP, I wouldn't be doing any more.
Milo's preparing for level 60.
Yeah, I actually am 4 years in advance.
Brandon Tan, I hope you're listening, mate. I hope you're listening. You've got competition. But I do want to move on now from Friends List. And I do want to talk about our Patreon that we did release last week. And we kind of mentioned it. We kind of sort of dropped it into conversation on JT Valor's episode. But we didn't really want to go into detail because obviously he's our guest. But I just wanted to take a few minutes, guys, if you don't mind. If you do want to take your support to the next level, to become a Patreon member of Incensed, a Pokemon Go podcast with me, Masterful 27, Pogo Milo UK, and Ian Waterfall. I just kind of wanted to explain all of the tiers to you. So for a £5 fee, I apologize. I think that's $650. I really don't know. I should have maybe worked this out. But with a £5 fee, that is the casual tier. That is me. And that's just to say thank you so much, lads. We appreciate this. We appreciate your content. We appreciate what you do. And that's kind of it. We each get £1 each for the month. And also Patreon does get £1 as well. So that is my tier. That is the casual tier, which starts at £5.
Yeah. And moving on from that, the second tier that we offer is a £10 tier, which I think is probably about $12.50 in the States.
Are we all going to do this? Are we all going to do this now? We're going to guess.
In Aussie dollars. And for that one, you get a little bit more. So you still get the thank you credit in the show description. But you will also get, when each host eventually types them up, an email copy of the week's show notes. And that's the techie tier.
Yeah. And Marky Boy, over to you. You're the one above the techie.
The one above the techie. Oh, dear goodness gracious. So I'm laughing here. So for £20, a month, which equates to $27 and also equates to 2,534 Argentine pesos to our Argentinian listeners out there. And I'm going to keep
absolutely brilliant. That was off the cuff. I enjoyed that a lot, Mark. I enjoyed that a lot.
You can join the Masterful tier, and it includes the benefits that you get on the previous 2 tiers, but you also get behind the scenes montages, and trust me, for those patrons who have been part of our audience before already, you can see it isn't just one cut and it's all there. There's quite a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. We've got the thank you credit in the episode description, but the big difference in this tier is you get to have the opportunity to submit ideas for future episodes, which we will discuss, and there might be a way of steering some of the future episodes. So that's really quite exciting, that is.
Absolutely. And Milo, over to your tier. I think the people are going to enjoy this one. The top tier is called...
As if Milo hasn't spoken enough tonight.
Ooh, wait a sec. Ian, usually it's me, right?
It's normally
usually
you. It is normally you, Coops.
It's just the whole thing about eggs triggers me. It just triggers me so hard. But yes, the top tier, the trainer club tier. As of the time of recording this, there are actually only 2 slots because it's a little limited tier at the moment. So if you want to take...
Although friends list increased, Milo.
Yeah, I know. We may have to up it a little bit with the...
True.
But it is a £35 per month tier, which I think equates to about $50. But
Sue's nodding at you.
Yeah, I mean, I look at the Patreon so I can see the exchange. But you get everything from the Masterful tier included in this one. But as a extra bonus, or 2 extra bonuses, you can be on the friends list of all 4 of us. So you get to be added to our friends list, and if you become a friend with me, I will actually send you remote raid invites. But
he won't send you gifts.
As I say, no. If you get on the friends list of the other 3, they'll send you the gifts. So between the 4 of us, we've got you covered.
I was going to say, if he was going to send gifts, I was going to go, why the fuck you lying? Why you always lie?
And as an extra bonus, which we've got Sue in on the Zoom call for a second session, you can be an audience member. An audience participant on the Thursday night recordings that we do for this podcast.
And we might draw you in to actually give us some opinions.
Yes, indeed.
Exactly. And I will just say, Milo, it actually does say once a month, but this is the second episode Sue's been on. And I'll be honest, I'm just going to say it now. We do not mind. If you do become a top tier Patreon member, you can join for every single one. I'm just going to say that now.
We send a link to every show.
We need to edit that. And Sue, unmute yourself. Tell us what it's like being a Patreon member, just so the listeners, if they are interested, you can just give them a little insight. I think coming from you, I think that's brilliant.
It's fantastic. It's taking a podcast that you truly enjoy listening to. And I said to one of you last week, you've made me feel like the 5th Beatle.
Oh.
So it's such a nice feeling to know that I'm contributing to something that I so enjoy. So I think it's a great idea, a great opportunity. And I encourage everybody to become a patron.
Well, Sue, I just want to say thank you so much. That absolutely means the world. And we do have 6 Patreon members now. And to all of you 6, thank you so much. And like I said, if you are interested, please just go to Patreon, go to the Patreon website, just type in Incensed and we will come up and you can check it out. And if you do not want to, or you can't sort of, come up with a monthly subscription, please do not worry. We appreciate every single listen, every single follow on Twitter, every single reach out to one of us. And even if you do support us individually as content creators, I cannot say enough how much we appreciate it. And Sue, thank you for that. That absolutely meant the world. Now we're going to switch things up from Patreon, and some say Niantic interns do really well at a pub quiz, but if they score 20 out of 20, they are far too good to work for Pokemon Go. It's now time for Ask the Intern. Ask the Intern.
I have that jingle in my head, and Coops is little overdub now. He's almost changed.
Sue's got a shiny.
Hey.
What? Oh my God. Sue. Yes.
Get in there.
Oh my God. Is that
It's a Baneri.
Oh, it's a Baneri.
Hello, Baneri.
Baneri.
Easter
See?
Bunny.
Oh, yeah, of course, you still got the event running. Wow, yeah.
Hey, congrats.
Oh, nice.
Congrats. There you go. Incensed, guaranteed to give you shinies. Patreon members, guaranteed to give you shinies.
JT Valor got one after we recorded. So, it does carry on.
True.
So, intern of the week, I've got some classics. And I'm going to start from the top and work my way to the bottom. So here we go. I can handle losing, but can't stand losing multiple matches due to lag.
It's Coops
Sorry,
again.
PvP, it's your own fault.
Ian, I knew you were going to say that.
Imagine not getting multiple fast attacks to go through while the opponent gets theirs in. This has been the worst GBL season. I have never been, well, I've never thought there's been so much lag until Season 7 arrived. So Niantic Support's response was, sorry to hear about your Go Battle League experience. Please ensure that you are connected to a stable network connection.
Oh my God. It's the Season 1. It's the Season 1 reply.
Having said that, we've also sent you a DM with more information. Please check it at your convenience. Thank you. Thank you. This one really tickled me. So another day of Niantic with the wrong weather, killing us with weather attacks.
It's every fucking day.
It's Milo's email now.
Yeah,
Now-
I
now
was
I'm-
going to say, this one's Milo.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm going to show you guys the screenshot on the camera and you'll all draw your own conclusions to it. But I think that could have been the trainer club, possibly.
Yes, sorry, I sent that.
Oh, I'm dead.
It's got Miami Beach, mostly cloudy, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So Niantic Support have gone,
isn't it? Quite cool.
yeah, that is quite cool. Yeah, so Niantic have gone, hey there. Pokemon Go responds to the local weather in your general area. It's possible that somewhere in your city, the weather is different from your exact location. That being said, we will share your feedback internally.
Ooh.
Did they say what weather was prevailing at the time for them in game or not?
No. Well,
No, they
they
didn't.
might
That
have
would have
done,
been
I didn't
really
see
funny
that,
to see if they've got rainy weather at the game or something. Or it says, I mean, I know
Partly cloudy.
there was somebody I saw where it said it was snowing in Pokemon Go and it was actually just like cloudy.
Yeah.
Like,
I've had that
that's
before. Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
radical.
Listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The tweets that I see to Niantic on Twitter are some of the funniest things in this planet. Like, I'm not even joking.
Am
Am
I right in saying that the in-game weather is tied to some sort of weather app? So it is going to be based on what your local weather is on Apple or Google or whatever. So
No, there's a certain weather service provider that they use. I think.
Realistically, we can't blame Niantic.
Yeah, but when it's so radically wrong,
Ian, you're part of Incensed. We blame Niantic for everything.
Well, some of you do.
Yeah, I'd have loved that. If that had been like a village, you know, I'd have loved it so much if maybe the screenshot had been somewhere like, you know, just a really small, tiny little village, which only had like 20 houses in it. And they still said, well, it might be different in another part of the town you're in.
I'll go next door and find out.
Niantic, please fix the lures. They don't work, barely spawn, and when they do, they're shit Pokemon.
Welcome to Pokemon Go.
Welcome to Pokemon Go.
The laws have never changed. They're just the same as ever.
Well, Niantic Support have pretty much gone down that route and said, sorry to hear about that, trainer.
Sorry to hear about that, trainer. Suck a dick.
Yeah, pretty much. You might have experienced
that's what Niantic should say. Literally, that is what Niantic should say. They haven't screwed with the laws, to my knowledge.
Yeah. Well, Niantic Support are blaming the GPS issues on that one, so I thought that was quite helpful.
GPS issues.
I tell you what, mate. I tell you what, they are scared. They are scared of the Twitter keyboard warriors. But Mark, thank you so much for that. We are now going to move over to man like Ian for Shinies of the Week. Shinies of the Week.
Okay, so we've got a couple of Shinies of the Week this week. We've got a little bit more feedback than last week. So Connor Cook, you posted on Incensed podcast a shiny Flower Crown Chansey.
Woo!
So that is one I really wanted. That's a nice one. That really is a nice one.
A lovely event shiny.
Okay, and Stewie16H at Incensed podcast, my usual look. I've now had 5 of these, and he posted a shiny Aaron. What he got while listening to the podcast.
Solid shiny, that one.
It's a lovely shiny. I still need a third one of those. And finally for today, Pokemon for Life. Just started the podcast and then collected my research. Shiny Rufflet.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yes.
And
I'll
I'm
tell you
not
what.
jealous after doing about 25 raids in the last couple of days.
My goodness, you did more rufflet raids than I did.
Jesus, yeah, Ian, I'm shocked at, but no, congrats to all those shinies. But yeah,
huge
the
congrats.
shiny rufflet is definitely my fave. So congrats on
Full
that. And speaking of
odds.
full odds as well, remember that. And
Full
speaking
odds,
of and speaking of shiny, Sue, we don't need to ask you because we know you got the shiny Veneri. I'm guessing, gents, it's a big fat zilch from today's incense.
Nothing here.
Actually, nothing.
Oh, Milo, for God's sake, don't do that to me.
You started this in the
Oh.
week, Coops.
I know. Marky boy, he was saving you till last. Don't let us down.
I have got absolutely nothing.
Oh, man. Well, we hope the listeners out there have a better time than us. But that is it. That does conclude episode 9 of Incensed. Please do support us if you have enjoyed by downloading, following, and leaving a 5-star rating if you can. As I said earlier, we really do appreciate all your support. And do not forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. That's, by the way.
Coops, have you actually posted anything on?
No,
the
I was gonna say.
Fucking
I'm
commented on one of my posts saying you're a madman. That's all he's done with it.
I'll be honest. That is the job that the gents have told me to do. But no, I'm not posting. But I promise you, I will start soon. And we hope you all have an amazing Snivy Community Day. Well, today on Sunday, not Monday.
Had an amazing combo, yeah.
Thank you.
Miss.
And from me and the Mandem and Sue, we'll see you all in episode 8. Thank you and take care.
8?
10.
10.
Oh my God, have I done it again? Did I just
How
say
have you got
8?
it so backwards?
Oh my God. Okay, don't edit it out, guys. We love you all. We'll see you in episode 10. Bye.
I choose you!